Desert Hot Springs, Scott Mattis, your mayor, coming to you for June 2017 monthly update. We're here at Mission Springs Park, and the reason we're out here today is Vietnam Wall will actually be here in Desert Hot Springs. So this is the moving wall of Vietnam Memorial. If you've never been to Washington, D.C., they have a smaller version that travels around the United States. June 22nd will be the opening ceremonies here at Mission Springs Park at 6 p.m. and it'll be here through the 26th, which is Monday of the next week. You're more welcome to come out here anytime during the day and take a look. It'll also be open in the evenings here at Mission Springs Park. We'll have people from all over the Coachella Valley coming out to visit the wall. This is the second time it's been at Desert Hot Springs. It was here in 2011 and now in 2017. So we're very proud about this. I want to thank all the sponsors. $15,000 was raised. I want to thank the CCAC, the chairperson Rikita Grant, and many others that will be thanked in a later video, but for all the efforts that were put into this here at Desert Hot Springs. So June 22nd, come on out. 6 p.m. is the opening ceremony. If you can't make that, it'll be here until the 26th for you to come and take a look at. Town halls have been going really well. As I've stated before, we didn't do a big State of the City this year. We actually we're doing town halls. We're coming out to you in the community. Our next one will be hosted by the DHS Diversity at Smooth Transition, which is the Certified Education Training Center in the Stater Brothers Shopping Center and the old Alternative Education Center the Palm Springs Unified School District had next to the car wash in the Stater Brothers Shopping Center. It'll be June 25th at 6 p.m. again at Smooth Transition. Pedestrian safety is something that's always talked about. City of Desert Hot Springs received a $2 million grant from the Coachella Valley Association of Governments to enhance Palm Drive for pedestrian safety. We're going to add lighting crosswalks along Palm Drive for better pedestrian safety. And this will go from Hacienda to Pearson Boulevard. There'll be a new stoplight put in at Desert View. This is going to help bring down the accident rate and fatalities of pedestrians, which the City of Desert Hot Springs is number 2 in the valley behind Palm Springs. We're also going to be unveiling a program for education in our schools and around our community with Desert Regional. We partner with them on an educational program on pedestrian safety, and we're going to talk a lot about this in the town hall, so come out and hear about that. Youth court. Instead of going out and finding kids for doing bad things, or they make an offense one time that's actually an offense that the police department can write a citation for or arrest, we decided to bring in a youth court program. It's a fantastic program giving kids an opportunity to take something off their record and not carry it into their adult life. Summer meetings are July 5th is our last meeting of the summer, and we're off for about 6 weeks until we come back in the second meeting in August. So if you don't see a second meeting in July or a first meeting in August, that's because we're taking 6 weeks off. DHS Daily, DHSdaily.com is a great opportunity for you to see what's going on in your community, post your community events. The Community and Cultures Affairs Commission has a couple events coming up. One on June 29th, it's at Guided Esco Park, the Garden Club's meeting, and they're going to have a speaker series there. On July 22nd, there's going to be a mini concert, reggae concert in Guided Esco Park. It's a sound experience. And both of these are hosted by the Community and Cultures Affairs Commission, so we want to thank them. And last, I want to take a few minutes and I want to talk about our homeless program. There's a lot of misinformation out there right now, and there's a lot of people not believing the information that's out there. So I'm going to give you some facts rather than trying to convince you of my opinion. So the facts are this, is that the City of Desert Hot Springs has not committed to any regional program and or shelter in the City of Desert Hot Springs. The City Council had a study session 2 weeks ago to talk about this and bring vendors in and organizations to talk about their programs and what they can do to make Desert Hot Springs better when it comes to homelessness. Homelessness is something that we can't do nothing about. We can't put blinders on because it's only going to grow. This year alone, in the PIC count from the Riverside County, they had counted 43 homeless individuals in the City of Desert Hot Springs. There's multiple phases to homelessness. There's the person that walks the streets and has the shopping cart and sleeps in desert and behind buildings and stuff like that. And then there's people that are losing their jobs and losing their homes and living with family, and then the family loses their house and they got to go somewhere. And one of the biggest problems is people are focusing on this much of the homeless program when it's really this big. And we really got to talk about that a little bit. No one is proposing any shelters in communities. I'll tell you what they are proposing, but it hasn't been voted on by the City of Desert Hot Springs yet. One of the proposals by an agency is to take 3 western cities, Cathedral City, Palm Springs, and Desert Hot Springs, and put up to 4 homes in those cities. And this is called a rapid rehousing program. This is for mom and dad and kids who lost their house that they can move into. Now there's also other housing programs. There's one that I'm going to read to you. It's called the Crisis Stabilization Housing Program. This will ensure that individuals in emergency housing exit quickly into stable non-emergency housing. So if you're having a domestic violence situation, your kids are in a situation where they're not safe, you can actually request through this organization rapid crisis stabilization housing right away, and they'll give you housing up to 90 days. Then within that 90 days, you're going through programs, and they're going to put you into another housing program that will sustain longer. Now this program could have up to 6 to 10 beds in the home, but this is only for a family. This is only for individuals. This isn't putting a shelter in a community, and that's misinformation that's out there and what people want you to believe, so that we don't do anything for the homeless in our community. Because when our visitors and tourists come to the city of Desert Hot Springs and they see people walking up our streets with mental health issues, addiction issues, panhandling issues, those types of things, those aren't good. And we have intervention programs through the Coachella Valley Rescue Mission, through Path Life Ministries, through God's Kitchen, Food Now. We have paths, but we need people who can intervene, can go out and actually intervene with the homeless in our communities and try to get them off the street. Not put them in your neighborhood. No one has approved a shelter in the city of Desert Hot Springs. And those are the facts. Desert Hot Springs, I hope you have a great month. We'll be back here in July. Enjoy the summer and the warmness that we have here in Desert Hot Springs, and we look forward to seeing you in July. Thanks.